easy, knowing the decision that you make. My instinct said yes. And once you've had time to deliberate, I think yours will too. So that brings us to the end. The state that's mandatory of proof, beyond a reasonable doubt. You have all the evidence, all of the testimony, all of the stipulations, all of the videos, all the photographs. And now it's time for you to consider that evidence and apply your common sense. And after you do that, I think, well, actually, I expect that you'll find the defendant guilty on all charges.
Well, that was basically the closing from the other attorney from the state. And it was more pinpointing the blue being used instead of any other color means it's more positive. So when you think about it, if I told you, man, think of a color right now, check the color, it's either going to be blue, it's either going to be purple, or it's going to be some kind of like turquoise, right? Those are the three colors that typically pop up when you do stuff like that. I know, dang, Ceddy Master just read my mind, right? So there's that. Was it good enough? I don't think so. I think really ultimately the opening was so open and shut that it's difficult to try to beat that. I ain't gonna hold you. The state did they thing as far as the opening and then the shooting itself, the draws, the white car pulling up to the apartment complex. I think that they were great in that. But other than that, there was some doubts. And I'm gonna be fair. Y'all can hate the lawyer from the defense side, but he really wasn't that bad. Check it out.
First time buying crypto? It's like a first visit to a taco truck. So you start with un poquito, a taster. If you like this, we can mix things up. Go off menu, spicy as you like.
Make your house a home. This fall at Kohl's.
In Valero, you do see drowning and Chris there front seat. Now, there's been a lot of talk about fun and location. And in the state's argument just now, you heard her saying what the expert said. A phone using, a tower that could be, and he said could be. He said was in the service area of the Valero gas station. Right then he said, I didn't do any drive this. So I can't say what the coverage or what it's been. Right? And when you're looking at his slides, right, you got that really thick PowerPoint exhibit, you'll be able to look at it. And you notice, right, that you're going to notice that the pictures are all really small, really zoomed in on it. And he's talking about like this being thorough. Thorough means something small. Look at what he's doing. I mean, like, but then you have to ask yourself, well, what happens if you expand that? And then you realize, and this is the exhibit I entered, you realize he's not even counting all the data in calls because, I mean, you show what he left out at 12:23, right? At the time, immediately after the L14 was shot. There are several towers that Mr. Johnson's phone gets off of that one's 3 miles away in one direction, the other one is 3.2 miles away down by the Memphis airport. And then he has to go, I left those out. Not a really good explanation for one, right? Important. Then there are a group of fine people that are looking to find the truth after they make the decision. And then you evaluate the accuracy of what was given. And then you realize that when you talk about coverage areas and where fleets are in relation to these phones, somebody anywhere in a 3 mile radius, either any direction. And then you have to go, what does it show? How does that help? How does that give you any more certain of someone's presumed location at a given point in time? Because he said it's not an exact science, And I'm not here to tell you that I can pinpoint where he is. What one of you said was, he met with Hernandez Govan and Joe. Justin Johnson was not there. And then he said he met with Hernandez Govan and others on another occasion to discuss it. And Justin Johnson was not there. So to suggest that he was present and agreed, where's the agreement? He wasn't there. Only Smith. I'm not told. You know, he had to admit he didn't want it, but he didn't want to say. He's supposed to get the benefit of his own sentence. He's supposed to be telling the truth. But he's writing his sisters at the exact same time that he's meeting with the governor, or the state rather, and telling them, I didn't do this, I'm just lying to get the deal. I'm just lying to get the deal. And it's kind of an interesting moment when he's testifying because at one point he says, oh, that's not lying, that's gaming. Gaming's not lying. And the unfortunate part of all this is he's gaming everybody, including trying to game y'all. There is no proof whatsoever that Justin Johnson got a payment. Cornelius Smith got 50 grand for a lawyer. You know, story. And didn't have to get it back. He didn't have to give it back. His lawyer was in court with him. And I asked him, I said, you remember, I said, how could you? You didn't give it back. You broke conscience. What's going on with you? And he went, well, I did it. So it was just regular, right? And the lawyer, he's talking about with his sisters. He's saying, oh, well, my lawyer's telling me to cooperate. I'm walking. I'm not doing it unless I can walk. You know, he was asked by Mr. Hagerman, have I ever told you? Have I ever told you you're not allowed to go to prison? So he said, no, you not do that. But you have to keep in mind two things, right? At the time he was giving all this information, it made him valuable to come in here and talk. He thought he was getting out. And that's when those letters were going out. Those letters were going out, and he thinks he's getting out. He's got a lawyer. They got the cooperator from the law. And he was asked by Mr. Hagerman, when you killed Adolph Hitler, what did you feel? And like it was nothing. Said, I didn't feel anything. Let's try to get paid. Right? At one point said that you find people that he got Mr. Johnson somehow came back into town and he talked on the phone with him and brought $500. And then some other time, some other guy in a Chrysler 300 showed up and provided money to his girlfriend. Well, two things. One, that's not what Mr. Smith originally said to law enforcement. He said that Chrysler 300 came twice, and Mr. Justin Johnson had nothing but put anywhere inside. Well, and what do you know about the Chrysler 300? Marcus Johnson. Right? Did Marcus Johnson say when he was here in front of you? Did you ever hear him say he asked him to deliver the money? It's part of you being involved in helping Mr. Johnson. Did you deliver money for him? But he asked about the email, or the text rather. At that point, he is emailing Dustin's phone and saying, essentially, I need money for the birthday party.
Enough with politicians promising us they're going to cut property taxes. I have a plan. I'm Nicole Laha, and my plan cuts property taxes, ensures our schools are fully funded, and returns billions of dollars back to taxpayers. I'm tired of talk from our politicians, which is why as your state representative, I voted to eliminate grocery tax, to protect women's rights, and I voted against taxpayer funds for non-citizens. I'm Nicole Laha, and I'd appreciate your vote so we can get the job done.
Lose weight through HIMSS. No matter how hard I exercised or dieted, the pounds just never seemed to come off. And it was really disheartening. And one day I wanted to go on a roller coaster. And then I was too big to go on it. But right then and there, I decided I was right. Hims offers access to compounded GLP-1 injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy. And it's affordable, no hidden fees. You can do this just like I did. Get started today.
Next week at Cornelius Smith is lying for sales space. And then for the first time ever, here in court, he says he wanted the court. Who's in contact? Who's in contact with Govan? Or Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith. Who's not in contact with Govan? Mr. Johnson. Did you hear anything about that? Now, when you go back to the jury room, you're going to be reviewing, obviously, these videos. And one of the things that you have to ask yourself is timing. When you see Mr. Johnson in an elevator with his little girl leaving, crossing that door, and of course, you know, there's going to be one exhibit that's the real where the state had on it 11:51. And then, of course, Mr. Hagerman came in, acknowledged the mistake to say that wasn't the right time. And put an officer on the stand, the lieutenant, to talk about getting access to the time, you know, how he got the timestamp. But what that shows you is this. They don't know what time it was. On that video. They don't know. I mean, mistakes get made. I'm not here to suggest that they don't. But you have to ask yourself, okay, the mistake got made, and then there's a timestamp. Okay, we want to put the timestamp in. That seems like a logical choice. But then you have to listen to the lieutenant, right? And you go, Lieutenant, what did you do to check and confirm that these were accurate? Well, I looked at the live feed when I was in there. And I have a technician's computer. I don't understand it, but when I was there, I looked up at the screen and it appeared to be the right thing. But not one person, you can hear from anybody that can say, that was confirmed, that's accurate, nothing happened with the system beforehand. And you even heard them say, it is not uncommon at all to pull surveillance camera that have inaccurate data. That became an issue is about correcting that time. And it's when the state realized that I was asking questions about witness and asking him how long it would take to get from point A to point B to hear the hearing. Because when you do the math, it's 11:51. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You know, it's all this about that, even the exchange of the Mercedes for the dropping of the Mercedes and Bradley picking up the SUV, whether somebody cleaned the Mercedes or didn't, who moved the Mercedes to the backyard, all of that, according to Cornelius Smith, should have been captured on Hernandez Govan's home security system. Right? He said Govan had a security system directly facing Bradley because that's why when he decided that he was going to go wipe the car down, either the day it happened or the day after, he couldn't quite remember. He texted Govan and said he was coming through there because he didn't want Govan to mistake him for somebody trying to come up on him. And there's a lot that you shouldn't have taken on because there's a material witness. It should have been gone. Or say it was gone. I mean, that's it. And maybe some of you sat through this and thought, I want to hear what he has to say. And when I told you in opening statement, I said, it's important, right? For you to weigh out, to be able to, part of the duty of George, to be able to compare those two testimonies together. I'm sure some of you were thinking, yeah, that would make sense. I know we talked about that before, Doctor, about getting two people to talk to kind of differentiate. Some of you that may have been a teacher, talking about that is one of the ways that you try to figure out who's telling the truth, who isn't. But you weren't able to do that. You weren't able to do that. But you were declining that. And to be clear, as you heard about Hernandez Gomez, he was cooperating in this investigation. He met with law enforcement on at least 2 occasions pursuant to a profit agreement, which meant he was allowed to go in, give information, and not have his words used against him. I don't have the ability to make good on the property. All I can say is that. And the law states that it creates an inference that the testimony of that witness Govan would have been unfavorable to the state. And it's up to you to decide whether or not he was unavailable, a material witness, whether or not there should be the inference. And unfavorable, unfavorable to the state means favorable. Mr. Johnson. And knowing that, can you really render a verdict of guilty? And have your mind rest easy. And not walk away and go, I don't know, I did the right thing. Knowing that there was information out there that could have been presented to you.
Now, if you're being fair, did it create doubt? Just ask me. I'm not going to give you my thoughts on it because I want you to see the final closing words for that gangst/4 straight drop because at the end of the day, the state has the final say so. So, did he close it out? You be content to that.
Just one minute. You two read. Come on. You two read. He rapped about what he calls coming. What he saw in there, it's on his head. Right. Two read. Rapped of people that he had around. To read. To real. And create this of dangerous people. Like Big Show. To real. To real. Last moments of his life, seconds of his life, also yes, very seconds. Here we go. Dies on the floor of the neighborhood cookie store in Partnership. Which we read. The evangelist you. Very good kids. Two, three. Two. This is two. I want to kill it. One, two. On video. All times. Even once you get them down, it's time for us to be real. I only meant to start that. It's called just leave it strong. Listen to the sound. Just to construct. David Smith, Justin Johnson. Bill Daniel for Virginia. Randy 17, Washington. David Smith, Justin Johnson. Andrews Govan, and Joe. The August started, had it done. Randy 17, 2021. He did it. He was only making 12. You should have looked at all hands. You that's right. Every team. Joe did the stairs to the more, very close to the maybe big point possession.
Now, one of the best things that he did was he did create reasonable doubt. Whether or not y'all believe it or not, that's a whole different thing. I want y'all to look at it in this way, if you can. If not, just say, you know what, I can't do a Sunday Nash and stuff, but what if this wasn't young Dolph and it's a son Cat that your family was beefing with and your cousin happened to do this? And we look at all the evidence that they had, no murder weapon. Yeah, the cell phone was around, but as much as we thought before, cell phone technology actually does not pinpoint it like we thought. It's going to be fair and square, obviously honest. So, in his closing, he didn't do a bad job. He didn't. It's not A+ material, but he did create doubt. And anybody who disagrees with that, I'm asking you, before you disagree with that, are you checking your bias? Are you? But that statement about reasonable doubt on what we particularly thought it was, that's ultimately the nail in the coffin. It just is. Because at the end of the day, that's what we have. This is possibly, thanks to this one, one of the dumbest jobs ever done. When it seems as though the state is throwing shit on the wall trying to make it stick. Cool. But here's where the defense fucked up at. Y'all didn't really press too much on the brother to make it seem as though Justin Johnson was already headed out. I'm going to be fair. I don't think the brother had anything to do with this. And the defense pointed out, well, where the F was the money? If the brother was supposed to cop the money and do all of this stuff, then what? I think the state just came through at Hernandez Govan and the brother and just threw a shit ton of accusations at him and basically was like, yeah, we got you. That's what I ultimately think happened. I think that's what happened because when you're looking at Jamarcus Johnson, bro, I'm not saying he ain't no thug or nothing like that. And you can believe he's a thug or believe he's not a thug. I don't think they made the case against him for anything. I really think his brother set his ass up. So ultimately, did he really snitch on his brother? No. Do I think he a street nigga? No. Do I think he owed his brother any loyalty? No. You put me in this shit. You took advantage of me knowing I needed a car. You gave me a car that you knew was hot. And you gave me your cell phone and basically told me to post on your behalf you about to go out of town. Now, some of y'all will take it and say, come on, bro. He knew. His brother knew. Not really if you're looking at the dates because ultimately Justin Johnson knew they were coming. And that was that. Now, you can say, aiding and abetting after, you can effort a little bit and say, well, since his brother knew where the hell he was in contact with him, he was supposed to contact the authorities. I don't have any rebuttal there. So if that's what they're going with, then cool. But they said it was 7 counts. 7. Siete, way. So now they try to say, hey, it was cameras and all this stuff and everything like that. I don't believe there was no cameras. I have no idea. I think what happens is what a lot of people don't know is if you put like an ADT sign or this house is protected by this, do you know that reduces the chances of your house being broken into by 50%? Because they believe you have an alarm system and nobody wants to take that chance. So you have that added with, y'all got the name wrong. And they're referring to him as Unc. And $800 for what exactly? Here's a crazier theory. What if Big Chuck and Governor Hernandez were meeting, kicking it, Governor trying to set it up with a straight drop? Hey, I got this artist and stuff like that, man. He one of the hottest out of the city, bro. You know, put him on. You know, he doing his rap thing and all this stuff and everything like that. And Cornbread ass managed to go up over there with the homie that he had and pick up some pills. And at the same time, that's when he met Big Chuck. Big Chuck was there and all this stuff and everything like that. And what if Cornbread was ultimately the one who got in contact with Big Chuck over there? If that happened, then really is that Governor Hernandez's fault? Is it? It's just theories because you can meet people and not know anything. We done all had that cousin that had met one of our homegirls and we didn't even know they was touching. No idea. And then they ended up pregnant and now they got a domestic. You sitting there like, bro, where the hell was that at? Oh, they met at my party? Now, if you don't want to believe that, don't believe it. I'm not telling y'all what to believe. I'm just bouncing off theories because, remember, the defense said, oh, I suspect you're going to hear from Cornbread, from Jamarcus Johnson, and you're going to hear from Hernandez Goldman. And he switched it and said, oh, it's a proffer. He told him a bunch of stuff. What did he tell us specifically? Because it just looked like basic copper. That's what it looked like. Basic copper. Hey, check cell phones, check towers, check social media, check cameras. There you go. That's all the case ultimately revealed. But when it boils down to it, in about 20, 30 years, when these cats are getting old, looking stupid in the face, what the hell did y'all think was going to happen? Now, in Memphis, there are some cats who get killed. There are unsolved murders. But when y'all kill a somebody, a real somebody, then it don't work. And I ain't gonna hold you. On Saturday, I'm gonna put out a video on the theory of the RICO that I keep seeing a bunch of videos about. And I'm gonna let y'all honestly know if I think there is a chance for a RICO or there's not a chance for a RICO, because there's certain details that need to be added and there's certain details that need to be subtracted from what I'm seeing in people's titles. I'm not gonna click on videos. I'll watch the videos sometimes this weekend because I don't want to take anybody's theory and then run with it or anything like that. I don't want to take what anybody says and run with it or anything like that. I ain't been talking to nobody about my videos. I'm pretty sure y'all can tell from my coverage, I ain't tapping in with nobody. I want them to have their perspective. I don't want to influence them, and I don't want them to influence me. It just is what it is. Subscribe to our Best to Notify and share to keep your people aware. But it's over.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. We're clocking in at 3:50, and we're officially in Atlanta. I'm with my man Remo, and we're having a conversation with the talk of the town, Lil Woody.
Head on the car.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling like money.
Yeah?
Yeah, for real.
It feels good. You just running around picking up bags every day now?
You see, I'm confused about it. I don't know who the hell I'm picking up money from.
Yeah. You double booked today, right?
Oh, this damn shit got down. That's what damn paying.
Oh, it's good you got these crazy. You got crazy pants.
Not some story.
Purple Limousine, what kind of name is it? Calabasas? Oh, yeah, you got the Calabasas.
Well, they need to start paying me.
Yeah, you like a rock it. Banging that shit.
I like his phone, too.
Now, they empty. I need y'all to fill them up.
Yeah, but it sucks. Everything's electronic now, right?
They still fill them up.
You would rather get paid in cash or via one of the payment apps?
I already get paid
Don't matter.
Don't matter.
Right.
As long as I got it.
You know, a lot of people when we're moving around here, the conversation is like, damn, how is Woody just moving around the city, becoming such a star so casually? Like, so what would you explain that?
Shit, people ask me, who am I? I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
So it's kind of confusing to you why people even want to.
I ain't that confusion about their money.
Right.
It's all I'm focused on.
Right. But does it ever surprise you that your presence in videos is almost like a guaranteed millions of views?
To be honest with you, I don't really pay no attention. I just collect the money. How I know it be having many views if somebody sends it to me.
Right. So you don't do the follow-up work after the crazy viral 20 versus ones like that. You're not interested to go read the comment section or anything like that?
$1 million. That's fast. I got the receipt. And I'm not going to go back and forth with Mace. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I'm just going to, if I'm here, I'm going to speak up for myself. I'm going to speak up for myself now. You know what I'm saying?
Taking strategies and what you have is on you right now. I got a ball with the faculty. So when you get the nerve to come back, what a destiny. Not another dollar sign was a rapid growth. Actually, at the big job, what a tragedy. When they slept, they go what nobody got. You know, I did it. So now he wanted receipts. Let's start with your mother, man. Your mother got the receipts. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts. There's something I like, Bob. Sometimes you like it, sometimes you don't. Yeah, bro, what's not to like about it? No, Mace, you always had a bad taste again.
It was a sub on that Mace probably did because he know what he did. Look, there's things that me, him, and Jimmy said. Yo, like, boy, I thought, you know how you going to Tiffany call right now. You pick up something, they ain't gonna say nothing. They're gonna send us saying boys later. They're gonna let us walk out. But that's what they're doing with Mace. I think you take them on tour, back to go to the cabin. So, so I just wait for you to take care of me. I like what you looking for that. He said 2 million. Like Mace ain't worth 2 million with 2 million in his pocket. You crazy? The principle is more important. Look what he do. Because Jimmy gets all antsy. Because right now, he don't know we haven't meeting to talk about him actually going. He can flip the other way. He was going the whole time. I know you wrote these records. You think I don't know who wrote the records? I don't know this kid. I got you to do this thing. You can make it clear that when James is distracted from James, he's going, I know you fixed it. Me and Puff, I felt like I did more than I got credit for, more than I got paid for. I'm trying to be nice. I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So this thing that I got for Puff is more like you're trying to keep me here. I'm not here. All my peers is up here. When it's time, just like somebody raised somebody up, you know they did work with you. They go from your little man to maybe A&R to something else. He just kept trying to keep me right here, like he didn't want me to go at anything, especially as I'm producing the work. But I was the person that created it. And then, from the little standpoint, where somebody did a beat, and even more money, more problems, I came up with that. I came up with the beat too. And I said, we need to do this beat and do it like this. So just imagine all of these moments that are taken from you. The records, you ain't getting the money, publishing, you ain't getting the respect.
Advance and insight to life with grace and what could be the beginning of a much larger story. A tale of betrayal, exploitation, and the true cost of fame under Diddy's reign. With every word Mace shares, the image of Diddy continues to grow. Amidst the swirling controversies surrounding Diddy and his long list of troubled associates, Mace stands out as one of the most fascinating figures.
Everything then that we see today, the things I skip. The car, the shower, that, hair, bags, big, small. So even though I made those decisions and they cost me money, that's why I got with Killer and they gave me the money back. I didn't lose my money. That's the that boy good. That boy good. That boy good.
That's why he makes Tiffany.
That's right.
Despite managing to break free from his tumultuous time at Bad Boy Records, Mace's relationship with Diddy has remained fraught, particularly over financial and business disputes that have fueled their ongoing feud. Mace's career took an unexpected turn when he stepped away from music to pursue a spiritual path as a minister, a decision heavily influenced by a string of unfortunate events during his time at Bad Boy Records. One of the most impactful moments for Mace was the tragic death of his label mate, the Notorious B.I.G.,
What happened? Do that. Even about it doesn't make any sense. Ending species deserves. I understand you're upset. This happens every time he drinks. You know, strong women. I love it. I think it's Jamaica. Germany could have been. What is this large brain? Some woman's brain, I would say. Like that. You only speak gibberish. But I don't. She's just speaking.
Summer to share. One of our capable SUVs. Visit your local Kia dealer. Lease the new 2024 Sorento LX for $289 a month.
During a live radio interview with Diddy on V103's Ryan Cameron show, Mace took the opportunity to plead for his release from his contract on air, adding a dramatic twist to the conversation. Despite the public request, it took years for Mace to fully distance himself from Bad Boy Records. In 2016, Mace resurfaced on the Bad Boy Records tour, only to reignite his long-standing feud with Diddy shortly afterward. He took to Instagram Live to explain the situation, revealing that despite appearing on tour, his issues with Diddy were far from resolved. Mace then openly criticized his former boss, accusing him of unfair business practices. The tensions escalated further when Diddy made a seemingly heartfelt speech at the Grammys, calling out the lack of respect hip-hop and black music received from the award show. While many praised Diddy's speech, Mace was not convinced. In a now-deleted Instagram post, Mace expressed his frustrations, accusing Diddy of starving artists and unfairly profiting off their work. He didn't hold back, claiming that despite being responsible for many of Bad Boy's biggest hits, he had never been fairly compensated. Mace's criticism highlights a deeper issue in the music industry, where artists frequently clash with labels over rights and payments. For Mace, his time at Bad Boy seems to have left lasting scars, both financially and emotionally, further fueling the divide between him and Diddy. Mace's most pointed jab at Diddy came when he referenced his decision to walk away from fame and success due to the darker side of the industry and what came with it. At the height of his career, Mace was one of the biggest names in hip-hop, enjoying chart-topping hits and widespread acclaim under Diddy's Bad Boy Records. However, in a move that shocked fans and industry insiders alike, Mace chose to leave it all behind, citing the toxic environment. Is required to maintain that level of success. Interviews and even in his music, Mace has alluded to the exploitation, manipulation, and pressures that come with working in the industry, particularly under Diddy's leadership. He suggested that the fame wasn't worth the internal conflict it brought, describing a sense of being trapped in a system that prioritized profits over integrity. By walking away, Mace not only distanced himself from the fame, but also made a statement about his personal values. This decision resonated deeply with many who saw it as a critique of the cutthroat nature of the music business, and more specifically, Diddy's role in perpetuating that culture of greed and control. Netflix's documentary on the notorious B.I.G. reignited conversations about his life, shifting focus from the notorious hip-hop feuds to the deeper aspects of his personal journey and untimely death. While the documentary showcased Biggie's rise to fame, his love for music, and his relationships, it also prompted some fans to re-examine the circumstances surrounding his demise. With new insights, fans began speculating whether Diddy, once seen as Biggie's mentor and close friend, might have had a darker role in his tragic demise. Rumors have long circulated about Diddy's possible involvement, and the documentary has fueled these theories, leading some to question if business interests played a part in Biggie's fate. As more fans dig into the details, Diddy's relationship with Biggie is being scrutinized like never before, suggesting that the full story behind Biggie's death may not be as straightforward as it once seemed. Beyond Diddy's narrative, people like Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, have provided alternative accounts of the events leading up to Biggie's death. Deal has suggested that Biggie was considering leaving Bad Boy Records for a more lucrative deal elsewhere. This potential move would have been a major financial blow to Diddy, who allegedly had a significant stake in Biggie's career and future earnings. According to Deal, Biggie's departure would have left Diddy without one of his most valuable assets, raising suspicions about whether this played a role in Biggie's untimely demise. These claims have led to speculation that Diddy may have had a hand in orchestrating Biggie's demise to protect his business interests, a theory that continues to gain traction as more people question the true nature of their relationship. As fans and insiders revisit the circumstances surrounding Biggie's death, this dark possibility remains a controversial and unsettling topic in hip-hop history. Gene Deal has been spilling some major tea on his YouTube vlog, sharing eye-opening stories about hip-hop legends like Biggie, Tupac, Diddy, and Black Rob, all of whom were tied to the Bad Boy label during its golden era in the 90s and early 2000s. Deal, who used to be a part of Diddy's security team, has not held back when it comes to voicing his disagreements with Diddy. He's even raised some serious questions about the inner workings of Bad Boy Records and what really went down behind the scenes.
In the studio, he said, yo, I'm a drug big top and picks him up and picked them out to my nigga. What they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of sex. They're looking for pictures of girls.
Escape to Discovery Cove. Let the rest of the world disappear as you dip below the surface and lose yourself in Orlando's all-inclusive paradise. Capacity is always limited, so reserve your spot today.
Those that may appear to be underage. Craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bro, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that they've been acting like this and doing this. And yo, there's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy IV. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy IV. He got sexual charges and everything on him. But he got those publishers that's keeping it out off the CNN. It's keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about it. They say that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out. Context. Like they in the, that's what they're looking for. So now they're gonna go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird fetish that they got little kids or little girls or something like that, in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of that, right? And you know what's so crazy is, bro, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this. Yo, man, I should have saw. He told me he should have saw this coming with Cassie and the way he treated women when he slapped his mother. And I was like, he did what?
Deal's stories don't just stop at Diddy. He's dropped juicy details about Jennifer Lopez's relationship with the mogul, dished out his thoughts on the night, and opened up about the mysteries surrounding Biggie's tragic death. Having witnessed Biggie's shocking M in 1997 and living through the intense East versus West Coast rivalry, Deal's perspective is one of someone who was truly in the thick of it. Though Deal seems certain in his claims, some details, especially those related to Biggie's contracts, are hard to verify. With Biggie no longer around to clarify or dispute these stories, the full truth is tricky to pin down. However, Biggie's mother, Voletta Wallace, touched on his financial ties with Bad Boy Records in her 2005 book Biggie, Voletta Wallace Remembers Her Son Christopher, adding a layer to the puzzle. She revealed that her son trusted a friend and mentor for a mere $25,000, a shocking twist in the legacy of the iconic rapper. Diddy, seeing Biggie's raw talent, kept exploiting his innocence, slowly molding him into the label's shining star while keeping control over his financial future. According to various insiders, Diddy's greed was what drove him to push Biggie as Bad Boy's main rapper, putting more pressure on the young artist while profiting from his growing success. The relationship between Diddy and Biggie, once thought to be a strong bond of friendship and mentorship, now appears more as one of manipulation, where Diddy used Biggie's naivety to secure his own empire. Eugene Gene Deal, a former bodyguard for Diddy, has made startling claims about the tragic death of the notorious B.I.G., suggesting that it wasn't a random drive-by shooting, as commonly believed. According to Deal, Biggie's killer had been waiting for him throughout the night, suggesting a much more calculated and deliberate attack. Biggie, known for hits like Juicy, was just 24 when his life was cut short on March 9, 1997, in Los Angeles. FBI documents detail that Christopher Wallace, aka the notorious B.I.G., was a passenger in a Chevrolet Suburban, leaving a party at the Peterson Automotive Museum. At a red light, a Chevy SS Impala pulled up beside them, and shots were fired from inside the vehicle. Wallace was hit multiple times and rushed to a local hospital where he tragically passed away from his wounds less than an hour later. The autopsy, released in 2012, revealed that Biggie had been shot 4 times. Despite decades of speculation and investigation, his M remains unsolved, leaving fans and loved ones still seeking answers about the events that led to the death of one of hip-hop's greatest icons. There are long-standing conspiracy theories suggesting that Diddy may have played a role in the tragic deaths of both the notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur, allegedly for personal gain. Some claim that Diddy sacrificed Biggie to secure his place in the music industry, benefiting from Biggie's success and legacy. Similarly, rumors swirl that Diddy was involved in Tupac's demise, fueling speculation that the East Coast-West Coast rivalry was exploited for financial and career advancements. Diddy didn't make things easy for Mace either. In a bold move, Mace crashed an interview with documents in hand, declaring himself finally free from his label ties, claiming his independence as a free agent. Mace revealed that Diddy had agreed to let him collaborate on tracks with other artists. But here's the kicker. Bad Boy Records still clung to all the rights to Mace's music, keeping a tight grip on his rap career even when he tried to break away. And trust me, the drama between them only escalated from there. In 2020, Mace took to Instagram and dropped some serious shade, revealing Diddy refused to sell back his publishing rights. Mace didn't just take this lying down. He offered Diddy a whopping $2 million for his entire catalog, but Diddy still wouldn't.
No matter what type of severe asthma you have, Tespire can help you have fewer attacks and relieve your asthma symptoms. Tespire is an asthma treatment for people 12 and over. It is not a rescue medication. Don't take Tespire if you're allergic to it. Allergic reactions may occur and can be serious. Rash or eye allergy can happen. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Sore throat, joint, and back pain may occur. Avoid live vaccines. No matter who you are, ask your asthma specialist about Tespire today.
I know I'm not an ordinary 10-year-old kid. Then again, no one's ordinary.
You can't change the way he looks. So, maybe you can change the way you speak.
Tell me about this new school clothes. Right now, just trying to fit in. It's kind of a motto to settle for school. Usually I use it in school for being cruel to another boy. I'm sure your father has told you stories about when I was a young girl.
It's as if I'm there to talk about it.
I don't. But now, I think, for your sake, I must. Ethan, wait.
Oh God, what was he doing?
I saw this on your desk.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I didn't even know his name.
Look at this freak.
But we had in common one crucial thing.
It's already good. For a Jew.
We had both seen how much hate
Our past is no longer in the shadows.
You up to? No. Okay. Yeah, all right. I'm running. What did Madonna do? Like a virgin. You ever see you and John pictures together? We say it's the beard. Wow. What is this penis enlargement? My penis was enlarged, so it's a little okay. It's 50 cents. We got Trump supporters. That's why traffic is so really tell you. Holding up traffic for no reason.
They ain't trying to fuck the balls and fuck me. It ain't no joke. The balls don't know what you see. Hey, and I got more drip than the kids that's in the station. 10th grade, they kicked me out. I was too strict. Hey, I ran through 4 pounds for 1 and we. And she ran through you because you sweet. She wanna fuck with you because you cheat. I'm screaming free the game till they free. Hey, I'm running around on the side of the sea. Nigga, put up in my trunk. This ain't no GLC. Nigga, you play game, put them in there. No BNB. Nigga, ain't worried about you playing fella in the street. Nigga, pretty bitch with me, she got money on her ass. Get money, I never had problem doing that. If you're looking for it, you know my way to stay. I was in South Florida, K2 in my man. I'm from Portsmouth, but K2 is a last. I'm from Portsmouth, young niggas in foreign trucks. So I like how we stuff. Those titted up, keep it big and tough. Pocket big and fuck. She's on the air because I ain't seen her taste.
Oh.